Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome to another episode of Mother Knits. My name is Catherine. It is so nice to be sitting down with you and chatting about autumn. It feels like it is actually here. I haven't felt to really make a video like this until it truly felt like autumn outside, and I'm grabbing for warmer knits and things to cozy up with, and it is absolutely gorgeous outside. I am coming to you from Washington. We are in transition, you guys, of moving right now, making a really big move. And in the interim, we are up here in Washington visiting friends and harvesting from their permaculture garden. I am going to take you along with me on a walk through the garden so you guys can see the beauty of what I have been up to. So when we aren't outside enjoying all of that, I've been knitting, of course, and I would say, and we've been moving, and we've been traveling. So there's just been so much going on over here. We are feeling very, very blessed. It's all going really smoothly. We've moved a lot in the past, and I'm excited about this move because we're going to be really settling in, and it's going to be very exciting to share more about that. We are purchasing my grandmother's home where I grew up, and it is just such a sweet story, and I'm very excited to bring you guys along on that journey. But that'll be next month, and for now we can just talk about autumn knitting plans, what's been coming off my needles, what's been sitting, what I've been excited to work on, and all of that today. So let's start with the first, well, and only finished object that I have for you this week, which is the Ranunculus. Last time I checked in with you guys, I had made like a big blunder on the yoke, and I decided to rip that all back. It felt very good to do so, and you inspired me. I was kind of like, is anybody gonna notice? Should I just keep going? I didn't want to rip back the 12 rows or whatever it was that I had done, and in hindsight, it's in the moment it always feels like, so, oh my goodness, that was so much work, but it isn't. It really isn't, to just rip that back and do it right. And I'm so glad that I did. So now you can see the yoke here has all been corrected. I knit the size 3. I followed the pattern with the size of needles. This is a DK weight yarn. This yarn is really special. I'm going to pop it up in the screen. I'm going to also try to have my Ravelry updated so you can get all the nitty-gritty notes on this modification of the Ranunculus that I made. But the color is called Oyster, and I love it. I love this color. It's very wearable for me. It's very approachable. It's a good neutral for me, kind of this army green color. And it has little specks of tweed and just looks, I like the look of it a lot. It's a really soft yarn, very airy, lightweight. And I went with a short sleeve. So I want to say I did a little bit of jumping around with my needle sizes simply because of just what I had on hand on different sizes of cords. The body, 6 millimeter, the sleeve, 5.5 millimeter, and then the cuff, 4 millimeter. All those details will be on Ravelry. So this was really fun and really turned out super cute. I really like the way that it looks. It looks really nice, I think. And I do have, the original plan was to make it a long sleeve, but I just thought it would get more wear and be more practical if it hit me right at the elbow instead of constantly pushing my sleeves up, because I see that as something I'm going to be wearing quite a lot. And just, you know, doing dishes or cooking or whatever, I'm always pushing up my sleeves. And as I was knitting it, I was like, you know what, let's just stop here and see how it looks. And I really like it. But I do have this other skein of it that I'm like holding on to. I'm giving myself permission this winter if I want to change my mind and rip the sleeves out and add long sleeves, I'm going to do that, but probably not. This could make for a very cute set of fingerless gloves or something practical that I think I would really use a lot. And it's not such a precious yarn to me where I could do something like a pair of gloves to have just to wear doing whatever, and they're not like the kind of, I don't know, the kind of mitts that like I want to keep really, really nice. This would hide dirt really well. You know what I mean? I think that a pair of fingerless mitts would be kind of fun to have with that yarn. So some works in progress, some whips that I've been whipping out. You guys, I was tickled with the last episode, the colorwork episode, all the colorwork patterns that you need. One of you guys, you know who you are, bought me a pattern, the Mondrian sweater. And I was so excited about this and we were kind of en route and I wasn't getting a lot of knitting time in when that video went out. And one of you guys bought me that pattern. And I was just so touched by that and so exhilarated and just thought that was the sweetest that I went out and immediately bought the yarn for that pattern. And it was a whole family event and it was so fun. And I realized I hadn't purchased yarn for myself in like 5 or 6 months. I've just been knitting through what I have, and it was just so much fun to like go and look at colors and look at the yarns. And so I stuck with the yarn that is recommended for that project, which is that collaboration with Two of Wands, the Hue and Me Lion Brand yarn. I'll link it below. It's really sweet. It's 80% wool. No, I'm sorry, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Let me show you the color modifications that I made. Okay, so I have just barely cast this on. I'm not even finished casting it on, so I'm not even going to show that to you because I'm still figuring out my needles and everything, my cords, all that stuff. But here are the colors I decided to go with. Now, the two that I've swapped out that are not called for in the pattern are these two. So this is going to be in stead of the color Salt, I'm using the color Desert, and then instead of the color Artichoke, I'm using the color Fatigues. These are just a bit more muted. I would have used the Salt color, but the Joann Fabrics I went to didn't have it. So I decided to go with this, which is actually way more my vibe anyway. And then the Artichoke color was sort of this cool green. It was just really bright in person, or there was just something about that tone of green that I just preferred this more. I thought that this was more my vibe. And then I did stick with mustard and is it saffron? What is this color? Yeah, saffron. I stuck with these two. So I'm hoping that just with all the moving and all of the gardening and everything that we've been up to, I'm so grateful for this pattern because I think this will be something really quick. I'm really hoping that this will just take me like, I don't know, like less than a week would be really, really wonderful. Vincent, our little baby boy, has been getting so much bigger and he's 6 months old now. I cannot believe that. And has just needed mom a lot more. He's needed mom a lot more, and he's just starting to scoot around. I'm looking at him napping right now in his little bassinet. But yeah, with everything going on, the knitting has been kind of tough to get into over here, and we all go through those seasons, and that's okay. But I'm hoping with this chunkier wool, I'm feeling encouraged that that one is going to come together quickly. Another project I'm I have found new enthusiasm for, now that we're in fall knitting vibes, is the Broom sweater. I bought myself, we're barely going on this. I just picked this up last night and made some headway on it. This yarn was a birthday present to myself in April. This was actually before I bought that chunky yarn. I would say this was my last yarn purchase, was this beautiful Farmer Daughters fiber, Alpaca DK, like super special Bougie yarn. I bought a sweater's quantity worth of it, treating myself for my birthday in April. And it's just been so hot that I haven't really wanted to cozy up with this, because if my hands were warm at all, this wasn't enjoyable. I felt like it was sticking to me. This has been really fun. I would not recommend this yarn unless you are really comfortable with where you're at with your tension, because you're gonna want really sharp needles. You're gonna want, I think, my opinion is you're gonna want like a high sharps, or like something really sharp for this yarn. The stitches are really fuzzy, really uneven, and I love the way that it looks, but you know, I need, with the color that I chose, I need really a well lit working space for this. And I was realizing last night as I was going, I was like, this would be, if you aren't comfortable with your tension yet, this is not the yarn for you yet. I think it is, oh, it's unbelievable. But just like the pattern is not an intermediate pattern, the yarn is sort of an intermediate level knitter yarn. I think it's almost like a boucle. You can see it's like very uneven and really fun, but just something to consider. I need to be kind of in a patient mood where I'm like not knitting quite as quickly as I typically do. I'm just taking my time with it, which we should, right? We should totally do that. But almost done with the neck, and this is like a really beautiful, the neck on this sweater is really what sold me on the pattern, because I love the way that that neckline kind of sits up a little bit wider and higher. So once this is knit to its appropriate length, it is folded in half and then sits up, and then the raglan is worked from there. And this is actually, I realized it's the first sweater that I've made that is a raglan sweater. I have yet to make myself a raglan sweater. I've made yoke sweaters, drop shoulder sweaters, but never a raglan. So I'm excited to have that in my wardrobe. I'm excited about this color. Aqua Mini or something like that is what this one's called. It's gorgeous. And that one I'm feeling, so those two, the bulky weight sweater and this one, I would say that's where most of my knitting mojo is, in those at the moment. The Mondrian sweater is worked flat, so if I'm in that mood, that's available. This, I'm really wanting to get through the raglan increases and the short rows. I just want to buckle down and get through that so that I have a knitting in the round project, because currently I don't have that. The other project, I would say, I've got a few others started. I'm doing some socks. They're just there for me. I guess that's my knitting in the round project if I want it, but I don't know. Socks haven't been calling to me as much as these big sweaters are. That's definitely where my attention wants to go. I also have the Pressed Flowers vest. And y'all, I have just not been in the mood. Not at all. We've been moving, we've been like, it's just, I'm at the point now where I'm splitting for like the shoulders, right? So it's a bottom up pattern. Let me show you where we're at. It's beautiful. I love this. I think it's gonna look so pretty over a dress that I have, and I'm really excited to wear it and have the finished object. But I am just taking my time. Okay, here we are. So that's where we're at. This is what we have. I think it's really cute. I did find the yarn information. This yarn here. Here is the label. It is Mary Gavin Yarns. I got this in Arizona, spun and dyed in the USA, marygavinyarns.com. This is the color Branded. I love it. It is 52% cotton, 48% rayon. It's a sport weight, which is what this pattern calls for. And then I'm using for the white flowers, Amazon cashmere, y'all. I love it. I want to make a ribbed tank top from this yarn. It's delicious. I am very impressed with this Amazon yarn. I wasn't sure about it and bought this for myself years ago, and it is lovely. It's really nice. I will totally use this again. Like a wonderful, I would say it's probably fingering weight, but I'm using it for this pattern. Is it? I don't know. It's a heavy fingering weight, maybe. Now, I am at the point where I've done knitting in the round, and now it's time to work flat and work the front left shoulder. And I just don't have the capacity right now. I think after we're here for a little bit and a little more settled and all of that, I might, but right now I'm just sticking with my little more basic knits, and that is feeling really loving towards myself, honestly, with everything going on with the 6-month-old and just, yeah, everything going on in life. That feels really good. Okay, Vincent is stirring. Vincent's gonna join us for the sign off. Okay, I'm gonna let mom knit for a little while. Should we knit together? Thank you all so much for being here with me today and sitting down, letting me share about some of where we're at in life and projects and crafting and motherhood and life. It's always so sweet to do that. And Vincent, we got past 1,000 subscribers since the last time that I sat down and filmed. And you guys, that was such a happy day. I was just, so much going on in life, but every once in a while that thought would pass my mind, and I'd open up my phone and see, all these new friends and new people who are joining in. And I just loved that the idea of Mother Knits is resonating with you. And thank you for being here. And that milestone was just, it really, really lifted me up that day. And I appreciate all of you being here so very much and following my journey. And I hope you find some time to be creative, be in your expression, be in your art. I am sending so much love from my heart to yours, and I will see you in the next video.